What is up, everyone, and welcome back. It has been a while. My name is D-Free. If you're new here, we're going to cover the new announcement that One Piece Bounty Rush is coming to PC. That's actually really cool. We're going to talk about the details as well as it pertains to this. There's a lot of information. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you subscribe. And this may be exactly what I needed to finally go hard again on Bounty Rush. So I know that I've said that before in the past, but this is, I didn't expect this to happen. Bandai doesn't really typically do this with their gacha games. All right, let's go ahead and look at this.
Peggy 12.
Gave me chills hearing that. Peggy 12. Oh, they're balling right there, huh? Hey, this soundtrack is pretty good. Fall 2024. Nice. Bandai Namco. Oh, they did. Oh, there it is. I was like, oh, where's the Bandai Namco thing? All right. So, yeah, Bounty Rush is coming. Let's talk more about that. How do you guys feel about it overall? I actually, before we really dive into it, I've got to say, as somebody that was playing Bounty Rush back when it looked like, actually, let me pause this. I'll show you what it looked like. Back when it looked like this, yeah, this is not a fake game. No, it's not a different game. This is Bounty Rush day one before they took it down for like 3, 4, 5 months and remade the game. They're also currently doing the same thing with their solo leveling mobile game, and for whatever reason, that game has been in development for... They took it down. It's been down for like a year plus. I don't know what's going on. They try to do the same thing as this. It ain't the same, buddy. So as someone that's been playing since the game looked like this is the initial Bounty Rush. And this is not, it's not Bounty Rush 1. Well, the new current one is Bounty Rush. No, they remade the game. I mean, they have the same models. It just looks much better, right? I didn't know what to expect, especially like a year in. It wasn't doing great, but out of nowhere, it picked up steam around the time of Film Red, and it's been doing super well. So I'm really excited about. Oh, this is a summon. I thought it was gameplay. So I'm excited about that. And I get a little sentimental because, like I said, it's been around for a while. I wasn't sure it would make it to 5 years old now, 6 years old now. I wasn't sure it would make it this far. So anyway, let's talk about more of the details on Bounty Rush. If you guys want to see this old style gameplay video, where I'm just kind of like figuring it out because it had literally just dropped from, what is the day on this? March 29th, 2018. Good Lord, man. I'll leave it down below in the description for you guys to check out. You see, it's very different. All right, so let's talk about the info here. The game is so successful now that the Japanese page has 1 million followers. I had no clue that it pushed that hard. That's awesome, bro. I'm so happy about that. All right, so the Steam version runs at 60 FPS and supports both controllers and mouse and keyboard play. You can play Bounty Rush with 60 FPS on your PC monitor. It can be played with a controller or keyboard. Key bindings are available. The dates and the content of the in-game events will be available in sync with the smartphone version. So they're saying that all the stuff is going to be exactly the same between both versions, which is obvious, but for the people that are playing that weren't sure if that would be the case, well, there you go. All right, so let's talk about the Steam version multi-language data sharing. Yeah, cross-platforming. You can multi-log in between PC and smartphones with data sharing. Rainbow Diamonds are not shared between PC and smartphone. They're managed separately. Okay, so what does this mean? The first part means pretty self-explanatory as well. If you log in on your phone, you can log in on your computer or vice versa and continue with the same account. It'll log you out of the previous device, but you can pick up and go, right? Hopefully this is available to play on my Steam Deck, which it probably will be, but obviously it's a live service game, so it requires internet. But nonetheless, it'd be nice to take the game on like a device like that, right? Anyway, that aside, that's a pretty cool standard feature. Moving on to the second part, this is also, it's a little controversial, but how this is probably going to look, I've seen this done in previous games, where say you have 100 gems on the mobile version, right? You log in on the PC version, it'll tell you have 0. Okay? That's what it's going to look like. Most likely. That's very common. And then on the PC version, say you grind up 50 gems, cumulatively you've got 150, but if you log back on your phone, you don't got that 50 anymore. You're just seeing the same 100 you started with on that. So depending on where you look at, like, it's going to store your diamonds separately, which can be a bit of a pain when you play on multiple platforms, because then you'll have to log in back and forth to do your summons. It's a bit of a pain in that case. And I'd assume that the reason why this is the case is because of tactics like cheap gems or whatever, right? I'm pretty sure that's why. Oh, no. Actually, it's not that. That's not why. The reason why is because all these different platforms they take a cut. Whenever you make a transaction, like a purchase or something, and obviously they don't have a split in here between free and paid as far as I remember. So anytime you make a purchase, right, these companies like Steam, Google, Apple seems to take a huge cut. But regardless, these companies take a cut. And so that's why, too. That's also why oftentimes when you transfer a game, this happens a lot with like Bandai games too, because I guess because they're being cheap. Anyway, when you transfer your data between an Android and iOS phone, it'll always tell you, be careful, we're going to delete your gems. That's the exact reason why. So it's not so much about cheap gems. That's kind of like a relic from I mean, those are still around, but I can't see them being as huge of an issue as much anymore. That's really why, is because basically they don't want gems you bought on a different platform to be transferred over. It's a dumb thing, but it depends on how much like you probably have to buy a certain contract to make that work like that. And Bandai doesn't really do that. But for the record, Bandai doesn't put a lot of their games on PC anyway. Is this the second mobile game they've put on PC? Didn't they do that for the SAO MMO as well? Or was that just Google Play Games? I think that might have just been Google Play Games. I don't think they actually put it on Steam. Anyway, so yeah, this is actually pretty monumental, if that wasn't clear. I can't wait to see like Legends. Does Legends even work on Steam? Like, would that be a thing? Would it work on Steam? You can decide in advance which version you want to receive. And by the way, yeah, so like if you're claiming stuff from the gift box, that would also matter. But there's a button there to say which version will claim it. That's neat. That's neat. Okay. The rest of your items are shared, though, between both, which is how this has to work. It's just the rainbow diamond thing because they're a paid currency. Not obviously you can get them for free, but because they're a currency, that's how that works. All right. Crossplay. Crossplay is generally unavailable, usable in private mode. Each ranking and accompanying scores, league, etc. are separate between the PC and the smartphone version. So they're pretty much keeping the gameplay separately. As you see, like the scoring and stuff like that, the boss scores, all that stuff, it's all separate. All right, so if you had before login, after login, oh, okay. So even your rank in PvP goes away too, or changes. The total score from battle score and challenge scores are managed separately. You'll start one league rank lower on the device added with multi-login. Oh, so you start off a little bit lower. Okay, just one rank down. Okay, whatever. That's not the hugest deal. It's interesting seeing how they're trying to manage this. You can only claim rewards on either Steam or mobile, not both. Yeah, so if you had like some sort of like reward like mission completion, you can only claim them on one. They're not going to be available for you to claim on both devices. Login bonuses are available on just one version as well. So fear not. Again, if you claim the login bonus on whatever device you claim it on, it'll just go to your gift box, which is typically how the game handles stuff, from what I remember. And you can just from there claim it. But they're making this clear so you know that you're not going to like double up on a login reward. Say like you log in on both devices, don't expect to get the login reward twice, right? That's what they're saying. Ranking rewards will be given based on the highest rank across versions. And even with the ranking system, they're still not going to let you double up. Even though they let you play on both, they also shoot you down a rank. They're only going to give it to your highest rank on whichever device. It seems like you might as well just stick to one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It not because of like the gem stuff, that sucks, right? But like the ranking stuff, I don't know if that was necessary. I'm guessing that you're gonna play against PC players and you're gonna play against phone players on whichever platform you're on, because they're saying crossplay isn't really a thing. So like, for example, if I'm playing on my phone, the way I understand this anyway is that I'm not gonna ever pair against somebody on the computer, which that makes sense. That does make sense. Because you could argue that it's an advantage to play from the computer, right? That's probably also why they're shooting you a rank down. You could argue it's an advantage. You can't really play with a mouse keyboard unless you're using like BlueStacks or something like that, which I guess is a little bit of a workaround maybe if those work. Even a controller probably works better than just literal handheld. So that's probably what the thinking is with that. All right, so here are the requirements as well. So there you go. Take a look at it. So all in all, it is a huge monumental thing. The more I learned about it, though, like I said a second ago, you may be better off playing on one platform. It's just when it comes, unless it works on my Steam Deck, like I said, when it comes to a game like this, for me personally, I've got kids, my computer's upstairs in a whole other room. It's kind of hard for me to detach from my kids and go into my computer where I am now to work. So I can't really play computer games like that. So I typically play like on my, like I said, on my Steam Deck if the game is supported, which most games are nowadays. Or I play on like a console version most of the time. So like that's my real question is like when would a console version come? And by the way, if you're looking for a console version, if they ever did one, it would, for one, it wouldn't be an Xbox. It would most likely just be PlayStation. I don't think they'll do one, by the way. But if they did, you're going to see a lot of the same restrictions. In fact, probably all the same restrictions for a lot of the same reasons. You know, they don't really like, it's hard to make this stuff completely cross-play and have all your currencies and all that stuff shoot across all the platforms. So, yeah, like I said, though, it's the game wants you to play a lot. You got to grind it. So unless you can set at your computer, you may be better off playing on a mobile device, right? And if that's the case, since they are literally, this is another thing that I would like to see them do. Since they are now officially creating a button map, the last time I tried to play this game with a controller, it did not have controller support. Now that they literally are making controller support for the PC version, it should also apply to the mobile version. Literally every other game that I play that has a mobile version and a PC version, whether it's through Steam or their own launcher like Solo Leveling Arise or just Genshin. Actually, I don't know about Genshin, but I know like Honkai, I believe, did. Am I getting Honkai confused? Anyway, okay, let's just say Solo Leveling Arise, damn it. It's been a while since I played some of those games. I don't want to say anything wrong. I know for a fact Solo Leveling Arise has controller support where you could plug in or use a Bluetooth controller on your phone, and it works perfectly. So I would love to see that here if this game hasn't already picked that up. So that way I wouldn't feel as bad about playing it on my phone version. So, all right, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this quick news update. Not so quick, but it's fun to be back doing a video for Bounty Rush. So like I said, will probably come back and do some videos. But if it largely depends on if I'm able to grind it on my Steam Deck. That's my point. It depends on if I'm able to grind it on my Steam Deck. Because like I just said, I can't sit at my computer. I also got too much going on my phone, so I can't really play this game on my phone. It's not that I don't support it, obviously. I've just got so many goddamn games to play on my freaking phone. So, all right, guys. I'll see you next time.